Hello, my name's Robert Dean Steele, and we've been praying and reading through the Psalms. Listen to what David said when he said in Psalm 139, "O Lord, you have searched me and you know me." Isn't that great to know? He says, "You know where I sit and where I rise up. You perceive my thoughts from afar. You discern my going out and my lying down. You are familiar with all my ways." And so he's basically saying, God, you know me. Then he goes on to say, "Before a word was on my mouth, you knew it completely, O Lord." That's the sovereignty of God. You hem me in from behind and before, and you've laid your hand upon me. He says, "Such knowledge is too wonderful for me, too lofty for me to attain." So he goes on to say, "Where can I go from your spirit? Where can I flee from your presence?" He's basically saying, God, you are everywhere and you know all things. If I go up to the heavens, you are there. If I make my bed to lie down in the depths, you are there. If I rise on the wings of the dawn, and if I settle on the far side of the sea, even there, your hand will guide me. Your right hand will uphold me fast. So he says, Lord, no matter where I am, you are already or have been there. If I say, surely the darkness will hide me, and the light become night around me, even the darkness will not be dark to you, and the night will shine like the day, for darkness is as light to you. He says, God, where you are, there is no darkness. It's always light. And of course, that is true when we look at Revelation chapter 22. You have created my innermost beings. You knit me together in my mother's womb. He says, Lord, you're the one who knew me when I was in my mother's womb. He says, I will praise you, for I am fearfully and wonderfully made. Your works are wonderful, and I know that full well. He says, Lord, you have made me. And I love this. We are fearfully and wonderfully made. Then he goes on to say, my frame was not hidden for you when I was made in that secret place. He says, God, even at the spark of life, you were there. When I was woven together in the depths of the earth, your eyes saw my unformed body. All the days are ordained for me, written in your book, before one of them even came to be. He says, God, you knew my destiny even before I was born. Were I to count them, they would be outnumbering the graves of sand. When I wake, I am still with you. He says, Lord, wherever I am, you're always on my mind. If only you would slay the wicked, O Lord, away from me, you bloodthirsty man. He says, I want nothing to do with the unrighteous. They speak of you with evil intent. Your advisors misuse your name. He's basically talking about people who seem to know about God, but really don't. Do I not hate those who hate you, O Lord, and abhor those who rise up against you? He says, Lord, I don't want nothing to do with those unrighteous people. I have nothing but hatred for them. I count them as my enemies. Basically, David said, whoever you dislike, I seem and must dislike. Search me, O God, and know my heart. Test me and know my anxious thoughts. Lord, let's have a little self-examine time. See if there be any offensive thing in the way. See if there be any offensive way in me, and lead me to the way everlasting. So he's having a little conversation and saying, God, today I want to follow you and I want to do what you want me to do. But how does that happen? Through an inward look. Maybe it's time for us to have an inward look. My name is Robert Dean Steele. We are praying through the Psalms, and that was Psalm 139.